What if every email you sent converted better, took less time, and sounded exactly like you wrote it? My name is Mike Bledsoe. I've been using email campaigns since 2009, so I've been in the game for a while. I've run several different companies, both brick and mortar and online, and I've also consulted hundreds of other businesses on how to use email automations in their businesses, so I've seen it all. I've also spent the last 2 years since ChatGPT came out working on being able to create email copy that is actually better than the copy that I could write myself. And guess what? We're finally there. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to use ChatGPT and specifically custom GPTs. So if you're like most entrepreneurs, you may feel a little guilty about not emailing your subscribers enough. You may have a list, but you don't know exactly what to say. Maybe you're inconsistent, you don't email frequently enough, or maybe you're not emailing at all, or you haven't built an email list because you're not confident that once they're on the email list that you're going to be able to do anything with it. But you know you're supposed to be doing it. So as you can imagine, using a tool like ChatGPT that can produce copy better than you can do it yourself will encourage you to use it more frequently in order to get more customers. So I'm going to show you the difference between an amateur AI prompt, which is what most people are doing these days, and a fully trained custom GPT. Let's see how much better your emails can be. So first off, I'm going to show you an example of what most people are doing with ChatGPT when they think about writing an email for their marketing. And so I'm going to give it a ChatGPT 4.5 here. So this is the latest and greatest version of ChatGPT. I gave it a prompt: write a short, engaging email inviting subscribers to a free live training session on how to eliminate procrastination. The email should feel conversational and friendly, highlight the main benefit clearly, and include a strong call to action encouraging people to register. Generate the email as if you are interacting with a completely new user. And the reason I did that is because I have put so many things into my ChatGPT that it knows me so well that if I put this in mine and you put it in yours, you're going to get a very different result. So I'm demonstrating what it'd be like for somebody who's really new. And so you can read here, the subject line says, ready to finally stop procrastinating, join our free live training. Hey there, ever find yourself scrolling endlessly, reorganizing your desk, or promising you'll start tomorrow? Well, you're not alone. And so it goes into this and it tells the spots are limited and you know, you want to start making procrastination a thing of the past. It's pretty good copy. It's faster than if you were to sit down and try to write this to yourself. If you have no experience writing copy, this is probably better than what you would have put together. But when I look at this, I'm like, eh. And that's probably why most people who are thinking about using ChatGPT for any of their marketing, they're not really excited about it yet because they don't really know how to use it. Now I'm going to show you a custom GPT that I built. I call it the Email Whisperer. And as you can see, what I did not do is I did not put in the prompt, act like I'm a beginner, because I want to show you an example of what ChatGPT can do when you have a custom GPT. Which, by the way, if you want access to my custom GPT, you can join my community 7-day free trial. You can snag the GPT, use it forever. You don't have to stick around, but it's in there. And so I gave it the same exact prompt. It knows a little bit about who I am, and so it's going to create something much better. I show you this because I think it should encourage you to start using ChatGPT more, because the more you use it, the better it is going to be at creating whatever it is you want. So the subject line here is, this habit is killing your dreams, and in parentheses, how to fix it fast, which is much different than the subject line it gave me over here for this more generic, ready to finally stop procrastinating, join a free live training. Very different from, this habit is killing your dreams and how to fix it fast. That's a much more compelling subject line. So already the subject line is better. One of the things that I programmed this custom GPT, because I programmed this thing, so it knows how I like to write copy, and there's an opportunity in your CRM software, in your email software, where you can change like the from name. And so it actually threw this in there. It doesn't do this every time, but it's a little trick I like to use where I send it from a a from name that's not me. So normally my emails are coming from Mike Bledsoe. If you're on my email list, then you know what I'm talking about. But right here, procrastination's worst nightmare. So it goes another level. It's like, oh, if something came from that, that would be interesting. And then the email body, quick question. Ever promised yourself you'd finally get it done tomorrow, then somehow ended up deep in TikTok spiral watching capybara eat watermelon? I don't know what capybara. Anyways, you guys can tell me in the comments how I got that wrong. But anyways, you can tell when you read this, there's a quote in here, how to eliminate procrastination without needing more willpower. It's zero fluff, all action. This is very different than if you were to just go in here, same exact prompt, but I'm actually using a custom GPT that I trained, that I'll share with you in my community for free. And so that's just one example of how a custom GPT is going to outperform. Now, if you don't want to use my custom GPT and you wanted to really use just regular ChatGPT to create the best copy possible, you want to refine and you want to reiterate. Rarely do you want to stick around with the very first thing that it gives you. And so what I would do here is I would say, give me 5 more subject lines that inspire curiosity and a benefit. When I look at my custom GPT I built, I've got about 60 different types of subject lines it can pull from. But we're going to just say, hey, give me 5 more subject lines. Boom. I'm going to put that in. And what it's going to do is it's going to think for a moment. Because we're using ChatGPT 4.5, it takes a little bit longer. So then it gives me 5 more of these subject lines. And so each one of these subject lines, I feel is actually better than this. Ready to finally stop procrastinating? Well, down here, you've got want to get more done, unlock your procrastination breakthrough, how to stop putting things off, so on and so forth. And so I would say, oh yeah, let's do number 4. I'm choosing number 4. And when it does that, it's then going to generate a new subject line, and it's going to commit that to memory. That's what we're doing. And then I say, this really sounds bland. And what I could say after that is, please make the copy more bold and exciting. And so we can do that, and then it's going to rewrite it. And then it's going to say, it's using the subject line, hey there, let's be real, procrastination sucks. You've got big ideas, bold goals, but somehow you're stuck spinning your wheels. And so it's definitely much, much better than where we started with the first thing. So one of the first rules of using ChatGPT for anything, including email copy, is don't be happy with the first thing that it gives you. Keep asking it for more. So we can go back over here to my email whisperer, my custom GPT, and this did a really good job. And that is, I'm going to tell it, make it sound more like Mike Bledsoe. That's me. It knows who I am. It knows a lot of my writing because I've been working with ChatGPT for over 2 years now. And it really understands my tone and my style. And so what it's going to do is it's going to take what's already really good and it's going to make it sound more like me. And so when I put that in there, it's taking a moment to think, and then it's gonna pop out something that's even better. And the really cool thing is I can keep giving it this prompt. I say, make it sound more like Mike Bledsoe. I could also say, make it sound even more like Mike Bledsoe. And it's gonna keep turning up the heat and turning it up and turning it up. Because ChatGPT knows that I like to write a lot about responsibility, and I wrote an article where I talk about how something's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. It changed the subject line, it changed the from name to this, and then it changed all the copy. So, if you read this, let's talk about the thing that quietly kills dreams, procrastination. Not in a rah motivational poster kind of way, but in a real practical, it's time to own your life kind of way. And it gets into this because it starts using the stuff that I've written about before. And so your ChatGPT is going to start learning about you too. So most entrepreneurs' emails fail because they're missing 3 key elements, and yours may be too. And so You got to know a little bit about what it is that you're prompting. So you need to learn a little bit about how to write your own copy and you write your own emails in order to do it really, really well. Now, you could use my Custom GPT and it's going to do really well right off the bat, but still knowing how to do it is going to allow you to know how to tell it, how to do the things that you want it to do. So the three main things are, we want to make sure you have a compelling subject line. We use the example of the curiosity plus benefit. That's one style. There's other styles, and I've got a full library of them inside of my community. You then want to hit with some type of empathy that's clearly naming your audience's pain points. One thing to learn about marketing is if you can talk about the audience's pain point better than they know how to talk about themselves, they'll automatically put you on the pedestal as the authority. And then make sure you have a single strong call to action that's clearly emphasized. And I'm actually going to go back over here because I felt like on this basic version, the call to action, the claim your free spot here, could be improved. And so I'm going to say, can you amp up the call to action? Another thing that's really important to remember when you're working with ChatGPT is that talk to it like it's a person, not like it's a tool. So the previous call to action, claim your free spot here, was probably, you've seen that a lot in people's emails and you probably didn't click the button. But if it says seats are limited, grab yours now and show procrastination the door, that's a different call to action. And that's followed up with seriously. If you're ready to stop thinking about what you could be doing and actually start doing it, this is the moment. So the three parts of the email that you want to remember, and you could add in so much more complexity. There's 3-step and 4-step and 5-step templates out there, but just generally that's something, if you're new to writing copy, that's something to remember. So if you want even higher open rates and clicks, I've got 3 simple AI hacks you can implement in minutes. The first one is, I want you to generate multiple subject lines and run A/B tests. Subject lines are really important because that's the thing that's going to get someone to click or not. And that's also going to dictate whether when they click it that they're actually going to start reading it. One thing I like to do is I like the A/B split test. And so I use, my email software that I use is called Kit. And so you can see Kit here on the screen. And one of the things we can do is we can run an A/B split test. An A/B split test is just saying, hey, I want to test these 2 different subject lines. So it's going to send it out to a limited amount of people on my email list. And then it's going to tell me which one won. And then whatever one wins, it's going to then send to the rest of the list with the best one. So that's one tip. So I can save this, I can put this in, and then it's going to put in here inside of Kit. And by the way, if you don't have an email system yet, I put a link to Kit down in the description. You can click the button, go grab it. They've got a free trial and check that out. Split test your marketing in general, and for email, you want to split test your subject lines. Another thing you want to do is automate email sequences using custom GPTs and not just a general prompt. You can go out there and you can find all sorts of prompts out there, but make sure you're using a really solid custom GPT. I've looked at a lot of custom GPTs out there. I think mine is the very best, and that's why I built it. Lastly, track and iterate on AI-generated emails to continuously improve conversions. So inside of your email system, you can see which ones are performing and which ones are not. A lot of times what I'm doing these days is I'm looking at my top 10 performing subject lines over the last 90 days because I'm emailing 2, 3, 4 times a week. So I have a lot of testing going on, and I can feed that back into ChatGPT, and it's going to tell me, hey, you know, based off the subject lines that have performed before, I want you to generate one that is in alignment with that one. And it starts feeding it back the stuff that your audience and the people on your email list love to hear about. Don't make the common mistake that ruins most AI-generated emails. Here's how to make sure every email sounds authentically you. So the first one is over-reliance on generic AI outputs without personalization. And so one of the things that I've made sure to do is I continue to write myself, even though I'm using AI to generate a lot of emails for me. I'm also feeding it a lot of information. I'm journaling. I write a weekly article. I've taken podcasts that I've been on and I've downloaded the transcription. You can basically download extensions on your Chrome browser where you can download a transcription from a YouTube video, and it's going to take that audio and it's going to create a transcription. You can feed that in the ChatGPT so it can start learning how you speak. Once it learns how you speak, then it's going to allow you to personalize. So make sure that you don't just rely, if all you did was ChatGPT and you just put prompts in, you didn't give it a lot of context, which is how you speak, then it's going to give you really general stuff and people are going to see it online and they're not going to like it. Another common pitfall and common mistake people make is forgetting clear CTAs, clear calls to action. So many people I work with, so many of my clients, they don't put a clear call to action into their social media posts or into their emails. They almost feel bad about doing it. But if you have a really great value added email and you put a small call to action that's really clear at the end, that's going to pay dividends. And lastly, not consistently teaching ChatGPT your personal style. And that, again, I've talked about that a little bit already. And that is, I fixed that by giving it my blog entries, giving it podcasts that I've been on. So you may be wondering, can ChatGPT actually get you results? Well, I've been copywriting and I've been sending out emails for over 15 years now. And my open rates have generally been between 35 and 50%. When I started using AI more heavily, my open rates didn't go down at all. In fact, they went up just a little bit. So all my open rates these days and my click-through rates are really high. I'm getting 40 to 50% email open rates. You may be wondering, can ChatGPT actually get results? Well, here's the deal. I've been writing copy and sending out emails for over 15 years. And my open rates are 40 to 50%. And my click-through rates are really high as well. And when I started using AI in the last, I'd say 6 months, I've been able to use it in a way that's actually improved my numbers just a little bit. Having 40 to 50% open rates is super good. And it's not just the subject line. The subject line definitely inspires people to click through. But if you write crap all the time, people are going to stop reading your emails. So the fact that I'm able to maintain a 40 to 50% open rate means that people are finding value in my emails and they want to continue to click, open, and read. So if you're ready to put these insights to work immediately, here's exactly what you should do next. Look at if you've been using ChatGPT for email, using a basic or an advanced prompting strategy. Are you using custom GPTs? Are you going back and forth with it for several iterations before you get to where you want to be? Are you writing compelling subject lines? Do you have a hook? Are you demonstrating that you understand the client's pain or the audience's pain? Do you have clear calls to action? And lastly, are you training ChatGPT with your own language? Are you using your podcasts? Are you using YouTube videos? Are you using the things that worked on social media and letting it know what's working for you and what your tone and style is? So if you want to instantly access my best performing email templates and AI tools, I've got something special for you. It's completely free. You can check it out. Link is down in my description for the 1 Hour Business. You can get 7-day free trial. You can start using the custom GPTs. You can start using the tools and you'll still have access to those tools even if you don't continue with us after the 7-day free trial. So if you love this video, make sure to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time.